Good morning. Thank you for coming today. Please wait a minute. I'm presentation. Okay, I want to start. First, thank you Autodesk for giving us this opportunity today. I'm really happy to come here and speak. And I would like to talk to get started talking. Today, I'm going to talk about the title of Final Fantasy XVI, Wrangling Complexity to Deliver Top Quality. I would like to introduce our method of creating our cinematic. Introduction. This presentation includes many results from people other than myself. Today, I present these results on behalf of them. And this presentation shows various tools, but many of them are still in Japanese notation because I cannot translate all of them. Sorry for that. First, who am I? I'm Eitaro Iwabuchi, work with SQUARE ENIX. Before Final Fantasy XVI, I was a technical artist on the Final Fantasy XV, and I worked with the other R&D projects. I'm the lead technical artist for the cutscene team on the Final Fantasy XVI. Then I developed the workflow and pipeline for the cinematic team. These are today's topics. Final Fantasy XVI cinematic workflow, what is cut editor, DCC to cut editor, special shots, TR workflow, wind workflow, time freeze shots, hybrid shots. Let's start with the cinematic workflow of Final Fantasy XVI. We had to create a very large number of cutscenes for our project. In terms of time, we created almost 12 hours worth of cutscene. 1,294,522 frames, 349 sequences, 8,986 shots, 5,518 voices were used. I want to talk about our workflow. That diagram below lists our tasks. It starts with preparation, then storyboarding, animatics, and motion capture, layout, and implementation. After implementation, motion, VFX, lighting, sounds going parallel, and it will finish. First direction review is here. And next is the polishing process about the VFX and lighting. It goes to the check, final look check. After that, sound is integrated, and final director and executive producer review is here. As you can see, the process is quite complex. It was difficult for all of us to intuitively understand these workflows. So we created a system of levels that categorize tasks. Workflow that follows the work of the assistant lead. One assistant lead per sequence. And assistant lead is responsible for each sequence. Tasks are categorized for easy management. 12 levels categorized by delivery time. As shown in the previous video, each task has its own dependencies. I want to talk about details. Each level has tasks that break down the level and are arranged as shown in the diagram. The process goes from level 0 to 11. The tasks in each level also flow from top to bottom. In level 0, create a scenario, identify issues, and prepare for the narrative meeting. In level 1, discuss directions and issues for each sequence in the narrative meeting. In level 2, set the narrative guideline, create the storyboard, and order the assets. In level 3, decide on the staging and cameras in the animatics part, and check each scenario and localization team. Temporary implementation is also done here, so that the director and other people can understand the full image of game early timing. Then prepare for motion capture. In level 4, motion capture is done here. In level 5, this is the main production of us. The data captured by motion capture implemented here and setting up the camera. Then once the layout is OK, we start the implementation. After that, we inform the request to motion team and VFX team and lighting team and sound team. In level 6, pre-lighting and layout wind character setting is here. In level 7, fix voices here. In level 8, all assets fixed here, and first review by executive producer and main director is here. In level 9, fix visualization task is here. That means polishing task of the lighting and VFX. In level 10, sound is fixed here. And vibration setting is also finished here. QA has also started from here. In level 11, final review by executive producer and main director is here. Level is categorized according to when delivered. Because there are so many processes like this, it was necessary to develop a workflow to properly turn the work around the and tools to make it more efficient. I'm next topic. First, I want to talk about cut editor. The cut editor is our in-house tool for creating cinematic scene. The tool is designed exclusively for creating cut scenes. And this has a system that allows us to make various settings using clips that can be placed on the timeline. Then the assets and animatics are created in a GCC and then importing it into the cut editor. This is a list of clips used in the cut editor. We have another list of clips for lighting and VFX. Today we are going to show you some of these clips. First, I want to show you the change fighting stance clip. This is the clip that switches between combat and non-combat mode. In the cut scene, you can control whether the weapon is held in the hand or on the back. This value is needed within the game, and it is also needed in the cut scene because the cut scene needs to control the appearance of the weapon by using this clip. Let's see this timeline. It changes this timing on, and this clip set on. Yeah, timeline comes here, it changes, go on. And this clip's off setting, so timeline goes here, it back to the off. Yes, it's on off. It always using cutscene. Next, change surface clip. These clips allow us to change the existing texture to another texture within the scene. It can control the burn, wet, dirty, blur, and special expression with this clip. Let's see again. First, it turns the burn. This is burn material, and this is wet material. Here is also wetting, and blood, and dirt setting is here. And special effect is changing the thermal mode, like that. Next, slow speed clip. This clip allows us to control the time. It can change the flow of time to slow everything, include the background VFX. If you set its values to 0, it will stop completely. However, the clip does not affect animation and sound. If we want to slow down the animation to create slow animation itself in the DCC, and then adjust the timing in the cut editor. I want to move next topic. From here, I will explain how data is communication between DCC and cut editor. This is workflow for importing data that's creating in DCC into our cut editor. We called this workflow motion builder to Maya. Data is created and modified in motion builder or Maya. Then additional information for the game is set up in the cut editor. Even though some data was necessary for the game, but that data would be better set up in DCC. To respond quickly retake, we developed a way to link the data using in-house tool and DCC. Next, I want to talk about the environment data used in the cut editor. The environment data is laid out in the map editor. That's an in-house tool that is separately from the cut editor. To create the environment, we use map editor because DCC tools cannot treat large areas of the environment due to memory or other issues. In a cut scene, the character must act on an environment created in the map editor. However, the data created in the map editor could not be imported by DCC. So we developed a function to output FBX geometry from a specified area in the map editor. This green box is a specified area in the map editor that object will be exported to FBX. And we called that FBX as a cut range. So this is cut range title. The output FBX can be imported into Motion Builder and Maya. Then we created the cut scene. In this example, the exported FBX from map editor is imported into Maya. By cutting out only the relevant parts of the shots without importing unnecessary objects into the DCC, we are able to edit while maintaining performance. So only that area can import it. Next is an explanation of center position. To keep the game performance, the optimization process is constantly needed. Even in cut scenes, optimization was necessary to eliminate off-center calculation. This is because it is more efficiently manually tell the program where to center than to calculate it. So the center position of the cutscene set by hand and given to the program. However, the center of the cutscene often changes during the artist's work. Therefore, we have made it possible to set it on DCC so that the artist can control it at any time. This is the result of the environment in DCC with the FBX import I talked earlier. An artist scout location and determine the center position on the cutscene. This case is here. The value is output and passed to the cut editor. This value will export to the cut editor. This is a screenshot of the cut editor. The scale is different between Maya and cut editor, so the value is 100th. The center position is set in the cut editor as shown in this image. Next, I would like to talk about the actor position. Actor position is placed under center position in Outliner. This is necessary to keep track of the relative position of each character when the game program is running. If this information is incorrect, the animation will be shaky. That is an issue of the program, our calculation program. The location of the actor position is also used to determine the type of the footstep. In cutscene, the actor position is placed directly bottom of the character's waist at the beginning of each shot. This information is necessary for the game program, but only the layout artists know where to place it. So the workflow becomes the artist decides it from the DCC. This is the value of actor position in the cut editor. Actor position is set in each shot, indicate where the character stands. We have actor position clip, and each shot, start of each shot, and set values like this. The next is the data link of the change fighting stance. As I explained earlier, for game reason, we needed to control change fighting stance clip even in cutscene. The timing of the changing fighting stance have an effect on the layout and animation. So the artists have to set it while animation work on the DCC. So we can control it by set a key on the change fighting stance attribute created in the extra attribute of Maya node. Change fighting stance switched at this time, like this. Yeah, let's look the timeline. Yes, this timing, artists control this timing back to the hand. So this timing is changing. The other result, we don't need to adjust changing fighting stance in the cut editor. This is a screenshot of the cut editor. In the first half of the red square, fighting stance is setting off. And when the sword is taken out in the second half, fighting stance is switched on. Okay, next, I talked about set character visibility. To improve game performance, unnecessary characters are hidden in each shot. During the layout process, artists know which character to hide and when to hide them. It is also convenient to set visibility information in GCC as well. We have also developed a tool called Set Character Visibility that allows us to easily set the visibility of the character that is hidden in each shot. This check is set true and unchecked is off. So that is assigned this actor position node we called. So and that is directly assigned this visibility key. It's more easy to set from this tool. And visibility information is also output and passed to the cut editor. This is an image with visibility set in the cut editor. This set is true, false. This is set from GCC. I explained. Next, I will explain how the data that has been set up so far is output to the cut editor. We use a tool called Shot Exporter to output these data. First, Shot Exporter output camera animation and character animation. In addition, the center position and actor position for each shot, and change fighting stance information, and the visibility setting are also output along with the camera information. Both Motion Builder and Maya have this Shot Exporter. Here is the interface on the Maya side. It works exactly the same as Motion Builder does. The scene using animation brush up process, it includes facial rig and secondary rig. The same shot exporter can also be used to re-export animated data after brush up. In this case, the artist should change the setting and output. Just check this button. Brush up animation can export. From here, I would like to talk about a special shot in Final Fantasy XVI. I will talk about tear, wind, time freeze, and hybrid shots. Let's start with the workflow of tears. Watch the video, focus on the tear. This area. I will explain about this shot. In a normal cutscene workflow, after implementation, facial animation brush up, and VFX work are done in parallel. However, in the tier workflow, only after the facial animation fixed, the position of the tier trajectory cannot be accurately defined. So the facial animation and the VFX had to be done step by step. This workflow is used not only tears, but also for sweat and water droplets is used in this workflow. This is tear workflow. Assign tear mask texture to face. Create a curve using paint effect. Modify curve as you like. Wrap the curve with face. Move VFX guide joint with motion path. Export VFX guide joint animation to cut editor. Add tear effect in the cut editor. Control the trajectory of the tears. I will explain this process. first, let's assign tier mask texture to face, like this. And make paintable the geometry. Then use paint effect tools. And trace trajectory like this. This created curves, and it convert to the paint effect to curve. And this curve has a lot of vertices. So we need to rebuild this curve. For control curve. And after that, you can control trajectory. Make live surface geometry. And control vertices. After that, wrap the curve and face. It is synchronized completely same. And create VFX guide joint. This is export for animation. This tool can create easily the guide joint. Created guide joint is here, and joint is here. And set motion path. It trace curve. And control animation timing. Okay, it finished. After that, export this animation to calculator using shot exporter. Okay, this is calculator side. Add tier effect in the calculator. This clip is VFX clip. It constrained the animation I exported. And next, control the tier trajectory texture that can control from another clip. It have animation curve like this. So it extend from this animation curve. The result is that. Okay, let's move next topic. I will talk about the wind workflow. We have some types of wind. In our system, there are several types of wind sources. The green highlight will be part of the cut scene production process. We will explain the part of the system. First, a global wind is set in the environment. This arrows is wind direction. Small arrows is a lot of small arrows is here. It is important to decide the position of the actor because they will now be affected by the wind in the cut scene. And next, local wind. Local wind are pressed and added to the cut scene for the adjustment wind. It is not possible to control wind detail with only pre-existing wind, such as global winds. So we pressed local wind to the scene and control wind. Global wind is direction is here, and wind speed is 3. So I set local wind speed 1. Arrow's color is changed. It means weak wind. And 3 and plus minus 3 is 0, so that cancelled wind. And 4 is another direction, and 5 is more strong, like that. It can control cut scene wind. Next, I talked about wind receiver types. The character has bonamic and vertex animation, and environment has bonamic and speed 3, and VFX has another particle system. I'm going to talk about the character on the green highlight. First, bonamic is a simulation technology developed by Advanced Technology Division of the SQUARE ENIX. The results are almost identical between the setting in the DCC and the setting the same in the game. However, it was not possible to reproduce the global wind on DCC, so we checked the final result in the cut editor. Detailed animation, such as hair, 2 systems were used. One was bonamic, to move roughly the hair, and another was vertex animation, to add fine noise, like this. We used a combination of the both type of wind to represent wind. This is wind workflow. The rough wind setting are done after implementation is done in this. The process of improving the quality of the wind was done after the motion was completed fixed, because it needed to match the motion of the animation. I would like to talk the case of baking simulations. The most of the part, it worked with, well with bonamic and vertex animation parameter settings. However, the part didn't work. In that case, we turned off the bonamic completely and switched to handmade animation to express the wind. But it would be too expensive to do this on every cut scene. So we focused on only special shots. This is the explanation of the process for handmade animation. As I mentioned earlier, global wind setting cannot be completely reproduced on DCC. So we baked the wind animation that created by bonamic in the cut editor and bring it into DCC. Select the animation clip and bake function. The crosses on the west with baking now. and FBX that output from the cut editor is imported. It is completely same as cut editor. After importing the animation, manually modify the part you want to improve the quality. After you fix the animation, export the FBX again and import it back into the cut editor. If you have just updated the animation, the previous dynamic movement is still present, and it would be added to the result. It will cause of a double transformation. So we need to set dynamic off range to cancel this movement. This video is just set dynamic off range to set scene. Now I is setting off range. This look this close. It's completely cancelled. Yeah, that is dynamic off range. This is a previous dynamic movement is like this. Okay. The next section is the part of the wind shot that is using the SSDR. Here is a shot with SSDR. This is only one shot in the whole Final Fantasy XVI. Look this. This is the final result. First, let's compare the final shot with SSDR to shot without SSDR. The left shot is without SSDR. At that time, this flag moved only the dynamic. The director checked at this and asked us if there any way you can improve the quality of just this shot. So we decided to use SSDR in this shot. I will explain the steps of SSDR. We have already developed our own tools to convert geometry caches into bone animation using SSDR. So we use this technology. First, the animation simulation. First, the wind simulation uses Maya's N-cross and caches the result. Then, the movement of the geometry cache is calculated using SSDR and baked into the bone animation. Finally, the animation is completed with a looping motion on the clip. Watch this video. I captured these steps. First, convert geometry to N-cross and N-collision. And set any constraint. Then set nucleus parameters. And simulation scale is 0.01. And this set wind direction, wind strength, and wind direction. That can confirmed from in the cut editor debug function. So I copied that value in here. Next, set material. This case, just preset for explanation. And start cache. It takes time. I think I will skip. Then finished. Date is cached simulation result. And next, convert simulation result to joint animation with SSDR. That is tool of the SSDR we developed. Calculate SSDR. Done. The animation baked the joint. Of course, actual work is iterate repeatedly. We got the good result. And after that, I organize the outliner hierarchy. So change the geometry to weight it from the SSDR solution and organize the joint hierarchy. Yes, that's completely removed from the joint. Yes, the result is here, like that. That's a lot of improvement from previous shot, I think. Next, I want to talk to switch next topic, time freeze shots. First, look this movie, maybe a little bit loud.
I did this. I killed.
Yes, this cut was not easy to create because of the many factors involved. Let's analyze this shot. Here is we have moving VFX, and there is a stopped character. Then stopped VFX with a vertex animation is here, and stopped character is here, and stopped VFX, and stopped UV scroll, and moving character. So different factor is existed. I explained we have slow speed creep, but it will affect and stop everything. This clip could not be used in a shot like this. The things you want to move and the things you want to stop are very mixed. The factors are organized in this table. To represent a stop character, simply stop the animation in DCC, then turn off dynamic, and also turn off vertex animation, and UV scroll set off. Conversely, to represent moving character, you would have to move all of them. The VFX also had to be created in the same way with separate VFX for stopped and moving. The creating animation is easy. A moving animation and stopped animation are created and exported. But this character is slight moving. With only that, some of the characters would move because of the wind I explained earlier. So we had to stop that movement. In this case, vertex animation is this fire, is ifrit, and and vertex animation cache control is from Phoenix. Feather is also vertex animation cache. Vertex animation. So we use dynamic of range, which can cancel the movement of dynamic, and vertex animation control range, which can cancel the movement of vertex animation. And these clips are placed like that in the cut editor. And the VFX setting allowed us to stop the VFX and moving the VFX. This part is moving VFX, and this part is stopped VFX. The feathers of the Phoenix used UV scroll. However, for technical reasons, we were unable to stop UV scroll from clip. So we stop UV scroll by creating two models. One model is stopped model, and another is a normal UV scroll, and switched the visibility forcefully. In this scene, the first part of the scene, we use a model with moving UVS. In the second half on the scene, we use a model with UV stopped. As a result, we were able to complete this shot.
I did this. I killed.
Okay. The next section describes how to create a movie part that called hybrid. First, let me explain why the hybrid shot was necessary. The crowd and special VFX in our cut scene could not work in real time due to performance issues. Therefore, some cut scenes were recorded. With traditional pre-render methods, the difference between the real-time cut scene is too great and the immersive experience is lost. So we used a method we called hybrid. Hybrid method is to use real-time rendered material for characters and backgrounds. VFX and crowds are created using existing pre-render methods. Then the both are composited. Here is the hybrid workflow. The bottom area is workflow of the pre-render team. Once the cut scene is finalized using the real-time production methods, the data is passed to the pre-render team. The character and background images are output in real time, and use is composite. The model data is passed to the pre-render team in a separate flow, and the data model is converted to the RMBIC or FBX to fit their workflow. After that, pre-render team doing writing and VFX, and composited the real-time image and pre-render image. Then final result. Let's look first real-time part.
We're just in time.
There are no crowds. And this is just in front of character. No magic. No blood. Like that. From this cut scene, the image is broken down and exported. Tools for exporting these images are being developed. in the cut editor. This is the real-time image, separate character and environment and sky and velocity. This velocity image is using motion blur in the composite. And VFX can also be created using traditional pre-render methods, which are also exported as images. Center images are created by pre-render methods, cloud, magic, smoke, ambient occlusion is here. And finally, these images are composite, then complete the final image.
Just in time.
Cloud. This is the result of a hybrid shot by the pre-render team.
We're just in time.
Let's compare. Okay. Okay, conclusion. Here is today's summary. Final Fantasy cinematic workflow. What is cut data? This is the cut data. Special shots. That's all for me today. Thank you for coming. I would like to start Q&A, but I'm not confident in my English skill, so please speak slowly and loudly. It will help for me. Do you have any question? Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
For these hybrid shots that you showed at the end,
Yeah.
Are all the cinematics not pre-rendered, but are all the cinematics videos, or are there also in-engine? And how do you cut between the hybrid and the only in-engine shots?
Pardon? You mean the how to decide the pre-render method or hybrid shot?
Correct.
Okay. This is depends the storyboard. So first, we are check storyboard, and we are thinking about it is costly or not costly. So like my crystal shot is a destroyed crystal shot. It is a really high expensive shot. So that case is we choose the hybrid shot. And cloud is also it is high performance. So that is decided to hybrid shot. In some cases, I changed that after workflow, after production progress, it cannot appear the real time, so that is changed to hybrid. That is also it exists.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello. ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
私はエイリです。ロングアイランド大学の3年生です。すみません、日本のでも You worked on Final Fantasy XV. Would you be able to briefly maybe describe what was similar between like the workflows and what maybe changed or like advanced?
Yeah.
Is it different? How different?
Your question is what is different the Final Fantasy 15 project to 16? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, completely different. So actually, I will talk that thing is tomorrow session. But I think this is a little bit of a problem for us. But so we are always crash and build the new workflow. So that is we changed the team. So workflow is changing, but some is technology like Bonamic is developed by Final Fantasy 15 project. That is inherited to the 16 project. That is a case by case, but maybe tools and product is inherited, but workflow is changing all time, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'm a 3D animator, and when it comes to production, in terms of time and cost effective, would you prefer to have a body motion control when it comes to animating the characters, or would you manually have the animator animate the characters for realism purposes?
You mean why we choose motion capture or handmade capture? Is that correct?
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Your question is why we choose the motion capture animation or
yeah, over manually animating the characters in terms of time and cost.
Okay. Why we choose motion capture is first is a quality issue. And so, depend on the how many staff we can hire to the handmade professional animator. So that depends on that issue. So motion capture is it is easily to get high quality. Is easier than handmade animation. So first we choose motion capture, and brush up process is more. It is costly, but it's less than full handmade animation. So I choose this workflow.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, thank you very much. I thought that was really informative. I guess my question was, when generating the SSDR and tiers you were talking about, I was curious how you're exporting those joints. If you're creating distinct actors to kind of categorize those joints, or what method you're bringing that into the cut editor.
You mean why we choose how many joints is SSDR? Is that correct?
I guess the joints seemed independent of the character rig. They were local to the scene. And how did you go about exporting those joints you would generate?
You mean your question is different? What is the difference character joints export and SSDR joint difference? Okay. Sure. Yeah. We have two types of the joint system. Is a whole environment is a special joint system. The character and props is more another rigging system and animation system. So that case is environment rigging system. So that it can easily export just simple hierarchy. So SSDR using that case.
Okay. Thank you.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, thank you. Is that all? Okay. Oh, thank you all. Thank you for today.